and welcome to my channel. My name is Morgan and today you're gonna see food prep for a huge crowd. I have 8 kids, 7 still live at home, 4 play sports, and we have a very busy week of baseball games and soccer games and practices and classes. And did I mention we homeschool? The problem with this food prep is I actually don't have a lot of room in my refrigerator because today's Easter and we had a huge lunch with lots of leftovers, which is my favorite thing ever because that means that I don't have to cook lunches a lot this week. Let me show you what my refrigerator looks like right now. We're gonna make coleslaw. We have some hot dog buns here, no worries. We're gonna have hot dogs one day this week. Lunch meat, lots of sandwiches coming at us. I need to make homemade mayonnaise. I need to put this in freezer bag and I need to redo that. I need to condense several of these things down. We can have it for lunch tomorrow. I think I can fit a few big containers in here if I just play my cards right. So come along and let's see if we can do it. My husband Derek is upstairs putting all the little ones to bed, and one of my daughters came down for me to braid her hair really quick before she scurries off to sleep. I was just wiping the sink out before I dump all of my produce, veggies and fruit into the sink so that it can get washed. I try to do this as much as possible because I know the kids are just going to start grabbing this stuff as soon as I come home from the grocery store. So the sooner I get it washed, the less dirt and stuff they'll consume. There's some weeks that I actually do not get everything washed, but I try really hard to get everything washed. Anyone that has children playing sport knows that the more that you have prepared for that busy time, the more in control you feel. I have kids playing on 3 different teams this year, and sometimes the days can get crazy. So I try to just have stuff I can throw in the cooler and take to the ball field with us so that we can have dinners and snacks, because we sometimes spend from 2 or 3 in the afternoon until after bedtime at the ballpark or at several different events. So getting all this stuff ready is such a lifesaver. Even when my children weren't playing sports, I would still do some form of meal prep to try to help me to reach my goals, which are to eat plenty of fruit and veggies and just to be overall healthy. When things are easier to consume, we're more likely to consume them, just like this broccoli. If I go ahead and chop it up, then for lunches, I'll pull it out and we'll eat it. Whereas if it's in that big head in there, then that feels like extra work when I'm tired or maybe overstimulated at lunchtime, and so I'll just avoid that and grab something else, like the bag of baby carrots straight out of the bag, because I can just feed those to the kids. I shouldn't feed them to the kids without washing them, but I would definitely do that over pulling out a head of broccoli that I need to chop up some days. You know what I mean? We have definitely switched to a 2 pound of meat per meal family. So there's 9 of us eating, so sometimes we should probably have more than 2 pounds of meat. But if we do have 2 pounds, we're probably not going to have any leftovers, especially on like taco night. So I break this 10-pound log of ground beef up into only 5 portions. Did you know that if you push it flat like that, then it defrosts way faster? One of my girlfriends taught me that, and I thought she was crazy at first, but she wasn't. It works. She will like roll hers really flat, and that really works. This is kefir. I make it every single day and we have it in our smoothies. It's really good for you and I highly recommend that you try it. This is something that I do almost every single day, is strain the kefir and then refill it. You can buy it in the store as well, but because we eat so much of it, I've learned to just make it myself. So food prep's always extra hard when your refrigerator is very full like this. It's a huge blessing to have a full refrigerator, so no complaints from me. However, I'm about to have to rearrange everything a little bit so that I can fit everything in here. Let's get started on that. So the best part about having all these veggies chopped up is lunches. So I homeschool and we always have a lot of leftovers, and so it's super easy to pull out the carrots or the cucumbers or whatever. If you have leftover chicken, I chop it up, warm it up in the air fryer, and then we have veggies and homemade ranch or something like that on the side. Super easy. I love to have fruit too, and normally I'd chop up a watermelon and the cantaloupes and throw those in here, but I know there's not room and those aren't gonna go bad anytime soon, whereas the veggies will go bad faster, especially the cucumbers and the bell peppers. So I like to get those eaten at the beginning of the week so that we don't have any waste. As you can see, that broccoli was almost dead and totally could have been fed to the chickens, but I'm gonna feed it to the children and myself instead. We'll cook it up tomorrow for lunch. It's not gonna be tasty raw anymore, but it'll be really tasty steamed with butter and salt. So that's what we're gonna do with that, because throwing away food hurts my feelings so bad. Food is too expensive to waste. Not gonna happen. These frozen limes also, these were on their way out, so I went ahead and chopped them up, and I can just throw them in the freezer and I can defrost them as I need them. Okay, pretty good. Okay, so here is the final product. We fit everything in. I have a condiment drawer, which also has some hot dogs. I stopped keeping all my condiment in the side of my fridge a while back, and now I keep more of the fresh stuff in there so that it gets eaten faster and I don't lose anything in there. I did not chop these cucumbers up, but I did put a paper towel in there, so as soon as the others are gone, we will eat these. Those will stay good for a long time in there, and that is the refrigerator. This is our pantry. Right now, I eventually want to get like a fruit and veggie holder that's pretty big that can hold a lot of these veggies to open my pantry back up, but right now, this is what it looks like. I'm not a huge fan of a ton of stuff on my counters, so I keep it in here. Good night. Time to food prep like that, I feel like it helps me reach my goal, which is to feed my kids and myself a lot of veggies and just overall a healthy diet. I try not to keep anything unhealthy in the house. We definitely had cake today for Easter. Some of our friends brought us a chocolate cake. It was amazing and delicious. The children had tons of candy at church, but when this day is over, that stuff will leave. The cake is already gone. The candy will be gone, and then we won't have that temptation for all of that unhealthy food. I definitely keep a few things in the house that are healthy, but they're definitely pricier, so we don't eat them a lot, like some Lily sugar-free chocolate, and we can make homemade ice cream super easy. So those are a couple of things that we do. I give the kids a smoothie almost every single day, which they say tastes like ice cream. Maybe they don't feel deprived because they do get something like that. I think that doing something like this as often as you can will definitely help you feed you and your family a little bit healthier. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Leave a comment down below of your best tips to get your kids eating as healthy as possible and yourself. I love to read stuff like that. I hope you guys will subscribe so you don't miss videos in the future. And remember, mamas, you got this.